Namaste to all my wonderful yoga family from all over the world who are joining me for this live session, taking the opportunity of the lockdown to be a chance for us to be where we are. The great Ramana Maharishi, the saint of Arunachala, Thiru Annamalai, when he was asked what is the best teaching, he used to say, Summa iru. Summa iru, colloquially in Tamil, means keep quiet or shut up. I think that's also a good teaching. We should just shut up. But actually, at another level, Summa iru means be still. Just be. That is a very beautiful concept. Just be. For so long, we have been caught up in doing. And we have mutated into human doings. When we meet somebody, we say, how do you do? The next question we say, what do you do? And then, of course, the question, why do you do? And if you are money-minded, you say, how much are you paid for what you do? You know, we are so stuck in that doing. It is important to remember Ramana Maharishi's statement, just be. I think I should copyright and trademark that statement. Just be. You know, like Nike says, just do it. Just be. Just be. This morning, I want to share some concepts of the mudras, the hasta mudras. Hasta means the hands. And a mudra is a gesture for the energy. We are an energy being, whether we like it or not, whether we know it or not, whether we accept it or not. We are an energy being, and that is why our energy source is our solar plexus. The solar plexus, the Nabi, that connects us to the universe. This is our solar battery. We have our own solar battery that gets recharged when we are out in the sun, not when you are closed into a air-conditioned room, not knowing whether it is day or night. It doesn't happen at that time. That is just a discharge of the battery. And then it runs down totally. We all have that. We are an energy being. Not an energy doing, energy being. And as an energy being, the energies that are running through us as an individual are a reflection of the energies of the universe itself. It's a very beautiful moment when we realize the energy in us, in each and every one of us, and all my beautiful family watching with me, Divya, Dawn, Lakshmi, Hannah, who is there? Giriraj is there. Ranjana is there. All of us have the same energy that was there at the Big Bang. Takes a few moments to process that, right? The energy that was there at the Big Bang is the same energy that is in you, me, and everyone, everything. So next time somebody asks you, how old are you? You can say, well, I am, 48 according to this planetary calculation. But energetically, I am as old as the Big Bang. It makes you feel great, right? Now, those energies that are moving through us, we have an opportunity in yoga to consciously, mindfully direct them. And that is where the mudras come in. The mudras are a subtle language expressing our intent to direct these energies in a certain way for a certain purpose. Now, the moment you talk about this, it becomes a bit dangerous because people get a bit scared. The reason people get scared is that the more you realize how subtle every gesture is, the more you realize how unconsciously you have been making so many gestures. So it is a bit scary at that way, but I'll come to that little later. We don't need to be scared. All deities in Asia have what is called the Abhaya Mudra. Abhaya, fear not. I am there with you. Yamiritka Bayamen, as is said by the great Lord Muruga of Tamil culture. Abhaya Mudra says, fear not. The divine is with us. The divine is in us. The divine is us. So why fear? Just make sure your intent is pure. Because if the intent is pure, everything else is going to take care of itself. So a mudra is an opportunity to mindfully gesture. These are energies that are there at a very subtle layer of our existence. And that is why the mind can gesture it, because where the mind goes, there the energy flows. I'm going to repeat that again. Yata mana tata prana, or yato mana tata prana. Where the mind goes, the energy flows. So the mind is being used consciously, mindfully, to gesture the energies. And the hands are very, very sensitive. The hands have the greatest area in our sensory motor homunculus on either side of the brain. The sensory motor area has the homunculus, which is a representation of the whole human body, sensory and motor. And you know what? The greatest representation is the hands. Well, the mouth also has a bit, the face and the hands. The hands are amazingly represented because they have such fine sense. You know, a smallest of pins or thorns, wow, heat, you can have it on the torso and nothing happens because the representation is less. So when we use our hands to gesture the energy, we are using something that is very, 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 very sensitive. And when doing the pranava pranayama that we have been doing over the last few days and will continue for a few more days, which is one of the foundational practices of the Gitananda tradition, we breathe into the lower, middle and upper parts of the lungs in what is called Vibhaga. Bhaga means a part. Vibhaga is a superlative miniature part. So to breathe into this, we use certain mudras. And the first mudra for the Adham Pranayama, which is for the lower chest region, the lower part of the lungs, the base. Adhama is the base. Okay? Adhama. That is done by using a mudra called Chin Mudra. Now this Chin Mudra is done in a very simple way, that the index finger and your thumb, you have to bring your index finger and thumb together so that they are touching. It is not like this, it is not like this, all of these type of things. I have seen all sort of stuff done with this. People will do anything. That's why I'm showing you a close-up. Make sure the tip of your index finger and the tip of your thumb are put together. Okay? Tips have to come together. And the other three fingers are to be kept so that they are one touching each other. They are kept in a very disciplined, controlled, focused manner. Okay? This is Chin Mudra. Not this. And not this. You see all of that. Okay? There should be a nice round made here. This is a nice round. Huh? You know, there should be a nice round. Can you see that? A very beautiful round is there. That is what we want. A circle. The circle of life Yeah, that circle you want to see here. Because this is the circle of life. I'm going to come to that now. Right? What is this? This is the individual. You, me, they, all of them. The gesturing mudra to point out that there is a difference. This is what produces discrimination. You are different than me. Even yesterday I had someone who again showed me how we are so limited. You are different than me. You belong to a different race. You belong to a different language. This is the distinctive finger. This is the finger of the individual. And this is the finger, the index. The individual. The jiva or the jivatma, individual. That monad that we are. Now what is this? This is the universe. We in dance call it the Shivalinga Mudra. Shivalinga. And it is the gesture of the divine. It is the big boss. The guy or the girl in charge, whoever it is or whatever it is, in charge. This is the Lord. This is the Master. This is the big boss. This is the universe. This is God. This is the divine. Okay. This is the individual. This is the divine. This is the individual. This is the divine. What are we doing? We are saying, I want to unite the individual Jiva Atma with the universal Paramatma. Jiva with the Parama. The individual with the cosmos. The microcosm with the macrocosm. What are we doing? We are uniting it. How are we doing it? Mindfully. How are we doing it? By choice. How are we doing it? Using that prefrontal cortex which has the capacity of viveka, which is discernment, and vairagya, which is metacognition. Not by habit. Not dead habit. Not because somebody said it. Not because that is the way we have always done it. Blind. The blind leading the blind. No. Think about it. Be aware. Awaken. This is where the light bulb comes on. In cartoons, they have the light bulb come on whenever there's a thought in that cartoon character. This is where that Jyoti, that inner light. Patanjali calls it Murda Jyoti. See, he says that Murda Jyoti, or Swamiji used to say Murdini Jyoti. That light which is in the cranium, when it comes on, suddenly you really see things as they are. And it is said, Siddha Darshanam. You get the vision of the great masters. Why? Because you have become a master yourself. Not that they will all line up in front of you saying, do you want a selfie with me? They are beyond selfies. They are universal. Selfie. Universi. And I will create a new term for it. Okay? So coming back. Leave the jokes apart. Back to serious one. People tell me, Dr. Ananda, you should be more serious. People will not take you seriously. Who cares? Be yourself. Anyway. Individual, universal. Jiva, Parama. Jivatma, Paramatma. And what are we doing? Mindfully, we are bringing them together in the circle of life. So that as we become the individual, the drop is coming out of the ocean. And then the drop goes back into the ocean. The drop comes out and there's individuality. The drop goes back and there's universality. Individuality, universality. Individuality, universality. Individuality, universality. This is the cycle that is happening. And that is the cycle that is being brought in when this happens. Now, it doesn't happen when you do that. It has to be a circle, tip to tip. Now, what are these three fingers? These three fingers represent the three aspects of life. There is the gross, there is the subtle, and there is the causal. Sthula, the gross, sukshma, the subtle, karana, the causal. So, three aspects of life. There are three aspects of nature. Tamasika, the dull, inert. Rajasika, the activity principle, dynamism. And Satvika, the principle of luminosity, subtlety. The number 3 comes again and again. We have Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, the Trinity. All religions have had trinities. All cultures have had trinities. The Trinity concept is part and parcel of humanity. Now these 3 aspects, you could even say body, mind and spirit. Give it a modern, people like these catchphrases. So-called body, mind, spirit. People like that. Sthula, Sukshma, Karana. Tamasika, Rajasika, Satvika. Think of the 3 doshas. So many aspects are there. What are you doing? You are bringing them in a disciplined manner. These are like your senses. Because all of this is experienced through the sensory apparatus. So here, when you do the Chin Mudra, you are making a positive self-intent statement. A gesture of your own energy nature saying, I wish to unite the individuality with the universe. And for that, I am willing to be disciplined. Tapa. I am willing to take control of my body, mind, spirit. I will take control of all aspects of who I am. I will bring in a sense of discipline, self-effort, abhyasa, sadhana, for that to happen. Not that I am entitled because I am me. The ego that we all have. I am me, so I should get it. This sense of entitlement is one of the banes of modern life. We have to work for everything. We must be worthy of the experience. If we are not making the effort, it will never happen. We expect, my father used to say, he says, people think life owes them so much. Life owes you nothing. You owe life everything. That is what he used to say. Such an important statement. We think that we are owed. Come on. We owe life everything. The fact that we have a life, we owe everything to life, and we must give. We must share. That is the way we grow. So, Chin Mudra is the gesture of consciousness where we are making a positive statement of intent. We are saying, I wish to join the individuality with the universality, and for that I am willing to make the effort required in a disciplined manner. Chin Mudra. Now, sometime back I had a very, very sincere, dedicated student of my father, and a very, very sincere person. And she has given me so much love, being a very senior member of my yoga family. And she is an expert in Sanskrit, expert in yoga. And she wrote to me an email and she said, Dr. Ananda, I have gone through all the Sanskrit dictionaries, I've gone through all the yoga dictionaries. I am not able to find what is the meaning of Chin Mudra. That word Chin doesn't appear any place. I reminded her of the Sandhi rules of Sanskrit and how in language things change. And Chit Mudra, Chit is consciousness. Chit Mudra, when that end of Chit is Ta and Mudra starts with a Ma. That Ta and Ma, when it comes together, there is a change that occurs. These are the rules of grammar. And so hence, if you are looking for Chin as a word, it doesn't exist. It is Chit. Mudra becomes Chin Mudra. Now, a joke on this happened. Practical joke is, many years ago, I put out DVDs thanks to Naveen Daswani ji. And he really has been a great blessing in my life with his super audio Geetanjali company putting out all the DVDs that are there. They have 19 DVDs that have been on the world and now are being shared through YouTube. And one of the earlier DVDs was on mudras. And I did the English script and the voiceover. And then Navinji said, can we translate it into other languages? So I said, go ahead. But I said, I don't know. I have no idea about other languages, so I'm worried about the translation. He said, no, we'll get professional people to translate and do the voiceover. I said, go ahead. So a few months later, these were released in German, Italian, French. And I remember some of my friends when I was touring Europe at that time, I asked my Italian yoga family, and I said, how were the translations? They said the translations were good. But what happened was, when it came to Chin Mudra, because the translator didn't know what they were translating, they were linguistic experts, okay, not subject experts. What happened is that they ended up translating Chin Mudra as Mudra of the Chin. They ended up translating it as the Mudra of the Chin instead of consciousness, because, it was not a subject expert. And this is the same thing that has happened with so many yoga scriptures. They have been translated by language experts, not yoga experts. So please, please, please read, reread, and contemplate deeply all the traditional texts. Do not just take the translator's word as gospel truth, because it is not. Most of them have done this type of thing where Chin Mudra, this Chin Mudra would have been translated as Mudra of the Chin, because they didn't understand what they were doing. This is a common mistake. Now let me take this further a bit. You know what? This Chin Mudra is such a beautiful gesture, okay? We have spent, quite a bit of time on it today, so the other mudras will be another day, but this is the main one. What is happening here? You are saying consciously, I want to unite the individuality and the cosmology, the universality. I will make the effort, the self-discipline required for that. Perfect? Now you know what happens? There is another mudra. And this is used in dance. And this is used when we want to show a Rakshash, either as horns or as teeth. This is the Rakshasha Mudra, the demonic gesture. What is a demon? What is a Rakshash? An Asura. The Asura is the one who says, I refuse willfully. I refuse to unite the individuality with the cosmology. I refuse. You know those people in the world today who refuse to do anything? And they think they have a lot of willpower. It's want power, okay? I refuse to unite my individuality with the cosmology, and I refuse to be disciplined. No sensory discipline, no integration, a total disintegrated, willful disobedience of the universal rule. This is a asura, a demon. In dance we use it. And it is so funny for me when I look at yoga magazines and videos and brochures, and you have all these people meditating like this. If you meditate with this, you are telling the universe something else than when you meditate with this. It is frightening. The subtlety of this energy conversation is way beyond our comprehension. The mudras communicate within ourselves. That is an intrapersonal communication. They communicate with others. Interpersonal communication. And they communicate with the universe. Transpersonal communication. This is not my concept. This belongs to my beloved Ammaji, Meenakshi Devi Bhavanani. Intrapersonal communication. When you do the Chin Mudra, you are telling your own system, I wish to breathe into the lower part of the lungs, the Adama Pranayama. That is the intrapersonal. When you do this, you are communicating to other people. Everything is integrated, everything is complete, everything is okay. Very good. Bene and bono. Huh? Everything is wonderful. You have done well. Because everything is complete, everything is perfect as it is meant to be. Don't do this to people. It means you have made a mess of everything. Please do not send me this today. Okay? I've tried to do this, not this. Huh? Okay? And what is so I'm telling myself I want to breathe into this area primarily. Everything is okay, everything is complete, everything is wholesome. And to the universe, we are saying, I want to open myself up to this wonderful consciousness. The Chit. May that Chit Akasha, may that manifest in me, and may I tap into that highest consciousness. Enough for the Mudra section today. I'll be back in a few moments and we will go through the synchronized global prayer.